Bull, I think, is probably one of the most unique races in America. Certainly is the most unique in the Northeast. I guess it's steeped in tradition, which makes it one of those races that everybody comes into thinking they can win it. And I think that's the beauty. You don't have to be a Junior Handley or a Beaver Dragon. You can be a new kid that figures if I could get lucky, get 3 decent finishes, I could win. I've seen Milk Bowls won with 8 points. I've seen them won with 11 points. That's only having a top 3 or 4 finish each segment. So I guess the beauty of it is that it's a roll of the dice for everybody in the field, and it seems to generate as much fan enthusiasm as any race I've seen.
And the Milk Bowl is a very, very prestigious race. A lot of great people have come here and run this race. The fan support's great. It's like a magnet. You know, we had a choice between going to another track and coming here, and the magnet just said, I know where I want to be, and I didn't ask the sponsors, I didn't ask the crew, I just said, we're going to Milk Bowl, and here we are. You know, it's, you know, my heart was here, so I figured I better bring my race car.
Of course, winning the Milk Bowl was like winning the Daytona 500 to anybody else.
From high atop the nation, excited excitement on Quarry Hill in Barre, Vermont. Welcome to Thunder Road International Speedbowl for the 30th annual Diamond Jubilee Milk Bowl. Hello, everybody. I'm Ken Squire. Out in California, they have the Rose Bowl. Down in Florida, they've got the Orange Bowl. Where else but the dairy state of Vermont would you find a Milk Bowl? And that's what we're about to see. The top cars of the American-Canadian Tour are ready to do it in 3 50-lap segments. 150 laps the total distance. And with me is a former winner of this event, Ron Barkham, one of the great racing families. Ron, what's it take to win this race?
Well, you have to be very consistent, Ken, and you need 3 good finishes. You got to stay out of trouble, and you need a little bit of luck.
And that's what they're all looking for out here as they've lined up by time. And consider this, 3/4 of a second separates the entire field as they get ready to set out on this competitive field. Now, the scoring for this event, 1 point for a victory, 2 points for second, 3 points for third. There are 3 50-lap segments. The first segment is decided by time trial, and Canada's greatest stock car driver, Junior Handley, will be on the pole. After the first 50 laps, they'll reverse the field, run a second 50, and if Handley wins it, he'll have to come from dead flat out back. Then finally, there's a third 50-lap segment. The best scorer in all 3 will succeed in winning the Milk Bowl and getting a chance to kiss a genuine Vermont beauty. Ah, yes, she's a Guernsey this year. Now, with more on the story, let's go to Greg Titus.
Junior Handley is here at the front of the field as we line up for the first segment by virtue of his fast time and time trials yesterday. Junior, you've had a good year here at Thunder Road. You've won one race, done well in the other. This is a different sort of challenge, though, this Milk Bowl. What do you think of the format for this race?
Well, it's a really good format, and you know, like you come here and you qualify and you start up front in the first race, and then they revert you for the second and third race. So you got to really be lucky for all 3 races, really. And it's just if you get good breaks, and if you're lucky, I guess you'll come out with a good finish.
You made your own break with the time trial. How important do you think it is to be able to start in front for this first segment?
Well, as long as you start in the top 5 or 6, I don't really think it makes any difference. You know, we'll be coming up on cars pretty fast, and you know, like if you start at the back or whatever, you can get more chance of getting messed up or mess up, and up front you don't get into that right away.
Junior Handley hoping to lead the field all the way to the first segment here at the Milk Bowl.
Your local Chevy dealer would like to clear up any confusion about our longest-lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The all-new Chevy S-Series pickups, including the Sporty SS and extended cab 4-wheel drive LS pickups. Chevy S-Series pickups start at under $10,000. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sales will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers. You better hurry.
Gentlemen, start your engines. On the pole, the guy who's won it all, but he's never won the Milk Bowl. That's Junior Handley in car number 72, the 2-time and defending ACG champion. Alongside will be car number 15, Derek Lynch from Canada. So it's a Ford and a Chevrolet for the front row. in row 3, the previous winner who won all 3 seconds, Ron. He won in 1975, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. Dave Dion is there. Beside him comes Mike Wheaton in number 35. Then starting in the 5th position is Danny Knoll Jr. Starting 6 will be Gordon. This is Tracy Gordon, a new rookie driver on the circuit. Starting 7 is the Chrysler, number 10 of Racing Ralph Mason. Going 8th is the number 71 of Mike Rowe. Starting 9th is Scott Mulhern's number 79. Then it's number 85, Ricky Hartson. Coming next is Kevin Lepage in car number 21, a 2-time winner of the Milk Bowl. Number 43 is Don Biederman, who was here for the very first days of Thunder Road, back once again. Then comes Don Forte in number 42, Donald Forte out of Quebec. Harmon Beaver Dragon in car number 75, a former Milk Bowl winner, starts 14th. 15th is Dave Whitlock, another young Canadian star. Brad Layton, the great driver from the state of Maine, will start 16th. 17th is Pete Rondo in number 5. Then Kip Stockwell, a second-generation driver from Bethel, Vermont, the son of Lenny the Tiger Stockwell, former track champion at Thunder Road, goes 18th. 19th on the field is Bill Zardo Sr., that is. Then in 20th will be Rainy Lumiere, and then starting in the 21st position is Bud Bilodeau in number 7. John Clark starts 22nd at number 56. Jerry Lesage will be in the 74. Light goes off on the pace car, and we're ready to go racing at the sign of excitement. Junior Handley squares off against a youngster, just 21 years old, on the outside of that front row. Car number 15, Derek Lynch out of Norwood, Ontario, in that 1993 Chevy Lumina. And then comes Dion. Dion, last race he won was over a year ago on the Oxford 250. He needs a win bad. Field settles down and gets set for a go. How do you feel right now if you're out there, Ron?
Well, you're anxious to get this green flag that they just got, and you're going to hang on and see what's happening here in turn 1. If you're in the rear of the field, you're going to try to let the cars sort out.
Mike Wheaton in number 35 dives to the inside, and as they come around to take lap number 1 complete, Wheaton takes over 3rd from Dion, who drops to 4th. Dropping back is that car number 6, Danny Knoll from Buffalo, New York, falls to 4th. Up in front, it's Junior Handley, and staying right with him, just 3 car lengths back, is Derek Lynch. Every position counts a point throughout the field, so you really need to stay on top of things out here. Here they are around turn 3 and 4 as they complete lap 2, and there you see the interval that already Junior Handley has put forth on the field. This track is banked 15 degrees at the apex of the turn, and therefore it's tricky because it goes out from underneath you right as you come off the corner where you need the banking. And you can see here the field squirting down as turns 1 and 2. Packed grandstand. Good battle developing for 3rd spot. That goes Dion down on the inside, working Mike Wheaton as they come out of the Widowmaker. There they come down the tube into turn number 1. Dion trying to get that spot back, number 29. The white car just in front of him is Wheaton. As they come around, here's Dion putting the pressure on, coming to the inside, trying to make a hole, and Wheaton having no part of it. Wheaton won here on Memorial Day in a 100-lapper. There's your battle, Wheaton in number 35. And coming into the picture, Danny Knoll, the Buffalo, New York campaigner, right there. Working on Wheaton is Dion. Knoll stays right with him. Great battle going on here in that battle for 3rd spot. It's still Junior Handley up in front, Derek Lynch in 2nd. Look at this battle, Ron. Now this guy in number 35, Mike Wheaton's got his hand full. He's got a couple of guys back here that can run on him, and he's got to use up, 40, 45 feet in the main straightaway in width.
Well, he's got very little room on the straightaway to let them guys get out there, because if you can get outside somebody here and hold them down in the corner, the spot will be yours. Dion's worked the inside here, and he may have to go outside.
Dion getting punched by Danny Knoll. Dion made a move on Wheaton. Dion made a move on Wheaton to loosen him up in 4, and Knoll got into the back end of Dave Dion, so now there's separation out there. Caution is out. Danny Knoll has come off on the top of turn number 2. Yellow coming out in lap 11. Danny Knoll couldn't get control. Ron Barkham, he fought it all the way down through turn number 1, and it finally squirted away from him and up the track in turn 2. Danny Knoll, who was in that altercation that involved Mike Wheaton in the 35 and Dave Dion in the 29. Let's take a look and replay at what happened to car number 6, to Danny Knoll out of Buffalo, New York. As he came down, you see it begin up here in turns 3 and 4. As he gets into the back of Dion, they come down the main straightaway, and he is loose. He tried to get it back, and finally it just got away from him and went up in the marbles on the outside. No walls on the outside of the track, Ron. A lot of racetracks always have a tough time with that outside wall, and here you got a tough time if you go off something like that launching pad, and 2, you're going to take a long trip before you find a wall.
Well, that's one of the good points and bad points. It's got its kiss of death if you make it over to the top, but if you don't happen to go as far as the banking is, you can save yourself a lot of damage by just running over the bank there.
All right, Chevrolet pace cars come in, and we're ready to go racing. And on the restart, it's Handley. Lynch stays right with him on the outside. Wheaton trying to work the inside and come through, and the 17 busting up through. Comes Tracy Gordon out of strong Maine. Tracy Gordon finds himself some running room, gets himself fourth, and Dion is pinned on the outside. Dave, Dynamite. Dave is in trouble and falling back into 5th. Took that high line, and they got him pinned out there. Watching Lynch. There's Dion in that orange and white Ford Thunderbird number 29 on the outside. Here's your leader. It remains car number 72 out in front. Look at Dion still trying the high side, but getting left out. The car number 17 on the roll, Tracy Gordon. Tracy Gordon is up into 4th spot in that white blue numeral car.
21. Kevin's all the way up to 7.
Kevin Lepage is beginning to roll on the outside. Kevin Lepage in number 21, flying around the 79. Take a look at Kevin Lepage on the high side in turn 4. Coming around a complete 20 of 50 laps. Big story now is Kevin Lepage, who is beginning to cut his way through the field. He's moving up on Dion. There's Handley out in front, but the whole story for the moment is Kevin Lepage. Here's Lepage in the 29, making some, rather the 21, making some great moves in his Ford. Kip Stockwell about to go a lap down to the leader. Around the outside of Kip Stockwell. 75 in a good fight out here in the 42. On the outside is Forte. Down on the inside, Harmon Beaver Dragon, and it's Forte picking up a spot. The 21 is making big war with the 29. Kevin Lepage in the 21 and the 29, hard at it, further back in the field. Lepage and Dion running side by side. The 21 and the 29 in a real slugfest. Couple of Fords on it, lap car directly in front of them as they come out of turn 4. Mike Wheaton leading that pack, Dave Dion, and then Kevin Lepage. Brad Layton lands in the infield. No caution out. Layton at lap 26 finds himself off of turn 3 on the bottom of the racetrack, and he gets back into it again. The guy on the move continues to be the 2-time winner of the Milk Bowl, Lepage, down on the inside. Mike Wheaton just in front of him. Caution coming down. At 25 laps, right front tire down on Brad Layton's car. He's trying to limp it back into the pit. This will tighten up the field. Kip Stockwell pits as well. Boy, it looks like Kevin Lepage has that number 21, Ron Barkham, absolutely hitched on a rail out there.
He certainly does, Ken. He's coming off the corners low. He's going in low, and he had Dave Dion beat on about the 25th lap. They came up upon the Kip Stockwell car, and you know, Kevin, being the driver he is, knowing the consistency it takes to win this race, didn't move out on Dion and stayed pinned and took chase again, and he got him again the next turn before the yellow came out.
Let's talk about what creates all the pressure in this race with a point counting for every position.
Well, I think when you look at it, Ken, you got to. This is your appetizer right here. If you're looking at a 3-course meal, you got to get through this one in good shape. and you got to leave yourself enough car to be able to finish up in good shape in the next two segments. If you're running out front like Junior is, it's kind of easy. If you're coming from the rear like Kevin is, it's going to be a hard baked potato before he's done.
Greg Titus is down in the pits, and he has more on the story on Brad Layton's number 1X.
Brad Layton, who's had a great season at Thunder Road, a couple of great runs to second place finishes, replacing that right front tire, and also, as you can see, an overheating problem. Antifreeze coming out from underneath the car. Already lost a lap on the track. Tires on, he's ready to go, but in a very tough position.
Your local Chevy dealer would like to clear up any confusion about our longest-lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The new full-size Chevy pickups, including 4x4s, sport sides, extended cab pickups, and the dependable full-size Chevy work truck, priced from only $12,954. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sales will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers.
25 laps are down. The man who's won 10 of 17 races on the American-Canadian Tour in '93. Junior Handley up in front as they're ready to go green. 25 down and 25 to go. And on the restart, Handley easily breaks up in front, and with him comes the 15. Derek Lynch works right through in that second spot. Coming with him is Dave Dion. Big break for Dion, and Kevin Lepage is on the bottom for fourth. Lepage having a whale of a run. Bad crash to the main straightaway. Car after car getting torn up here as they came down the main chute. 4 cars badly damaged in this altercation. The 71 took a major hit, got up in the air. Mike Rowe was able to gather it up and continue on. And the 42 of Donald Forte was also heavily involved in that altercation. Mike Whedon, who was running right up there with the leaders, getting caught. Harmon Beaver Dragons, number 75, crashed in that one as well. A serious race that involved some of the front of the field and some of the guys out in the back run. It really took them apart coming through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, the problem developed with the 54 car being a lap down and running up front. The 35 of Mike Whedon was trying to find a spot as he was going backwards real fast on the outside. He got into the 54, got him sideways a little bit, and that caught the 71 of Mike Rowe, and then everything broke loose after that, Ken.
Well, that's unusual. Here in the first segment, it's usually incident-free, and it's been accident-prone. A lot of abuse suffered by some very good cars in the early going of this 1993 Milk Bowl. Mike Whedon's car in big trouble in the back of the field. The 75, the 42 of Forte also got collected in that crunch, got torn up considerably. And we saw Billadou's car just about gone. The 56 on the hook and going to the infield. Oh, the 56, they lost the whole left side off the car. It looks like they broke up the front end on it. 26 complete and 24 laps left to go. The 54 is also being picked up on the hook. Bill Penfold out of Yarmouth, Maine. A late qualifier, was not in the first day on Saturday when they began the qualifying. Gave it a good run, ends up shy.
We're still waiting on the 71 car of Mike Rowe, Ken, to show some signs of life here to see if he's going to make back for this first segment.
The 38 comes back on the speedway after some time off. La Lumiere out of Jefferson, New Hampshire. Remy La Lumiere. Not much you can do at the road when you get in trouble coming off a corner and come up on an incident like that one, Ron. It's all there in front of you.
Well, there's not much running room in it. It does happen awful quick when you're just after a restart like that. You're bunched together. You got one guy looking for a spot, and you got other guys not wanting to give it up. So something's going to happen, and it did.
How much vision do you get off the banking as you come out of that fourth turn?
Well, running as tight as they are, basically they're seeing the car in front of them with these streamlined bodies they have. They don't get to see what's happening 3-4 cars in front of them until it's too late, Ken. And I think that was precipitated this whole wreck.
And remember, they all qualified at about 13 seconds, within 3/4 of a second the entire field. So once again, we're ready on a restart. It is the third one of this first 50-lap segment, with Junior Handley showing the way. The 15 pulls up alongside Derek Lynch. Then comes Dave Dion in the 29. And on the outside will be Lepage in the 21. Then in row 3 on this restart, there's that young, brilliant rookie from Strong, Maine, Tracy Gordon. And beside him, old racing Ralph Nason that goes back to the 70s. Started, I think, Oxford. No, there was another track up there in Maine he started at. It was a dirt half-mile fairgrounds. Here's the 71 of Mike Rowe, also rejoining the field. So with the number 71 back, and Forte has returned to the war, pretty much the field -2, -3 cars from the original start. What makes that Handley car so strong? It's won 10 out of 17 races, Ron. Preparation, what is it?
Well, Junior's Junior, and he's won everywhere from Phoenix to New Smyrna in Florida and back up here in the Northeast. He's just one great competitor with a real good car.
A very bad start for the 79. It's back way up. Scott Mulhern out of Falmouth, Mass, slowing down in turn 1. And here comes Dion pressing on the 72 of Junior Handley. Lynch stays right with him as they make war in turn 1. Look at this scramble. Kevin Lepage in fourth. Tight jam session, and up the outside goes Derek Lynch. Lynch rim riding, putting the Chevy Lumina side by side. It's Lynch going for first. Derek Lynch goes into first. Dave Dion going to the outside. Dynamite Dave exploding. The engine seems to be going away on 72. Junior Handley backing up. A big surprise in segment 1. We were just talking about preparation, but something's not right with Junior Handley. Does all of his own work. He is meticulous. The battle is for second position. Dion in the 29. Right with him comes Lepage on the outside. Lepage trying to collect Dave Dion for that second spot. And with them now, Junior Handley picking up again. Out in front is Lynch. The battle is for second. Dion is in it. Lepage in the 21. And now back to life comes the 72. Boy, that car fell off for a while, and now it seems to be back running at the same tempo at which it started the race. But instead of being first, Junior Handley's in fourth. The front 4 cars breaking away from the field. Here comes Dion in the 29. He takes that Ford to the outside. The Chevy Lumina stays in front. Back into turn number 1. It's Lepage in the 21 in third. Lepage trying to nose his way down on the inside. Meanwhile, up in front, Dave Dion, who drove a perfect milk bowl, won all 3 segments one time, stays right there and works on the youngster. Very good racer, this Derek Lynch. Keeps that Chevrolet right up on the top spot. Now, here to the inside, Kevin Lepage in the 21. Lepage opens up a hole, but he can't keep it there. Beautiful driving as Dion closed that gap. He just shut it down that time.
Well, Kevin again showed the gentleman driver that he is by backing off and not taking out our top runner. And he's just biding his time. He seems to have one of the fastest cars on the track at this time.
The front 4 bundled up here in segment 1 with 10 to go. 10 laps remaining. And here comes Lepage back on the outside. Lepage making a big move on Dion in the main straightaway. It's Kevin Lepage from Shelburne, Vermont. On the outside, Derek Lynch in the 15 trying to take up some space, but Lepage pulls up beside him. What a run! Kevin Lepage pulls up by the Chevy. Laps running out. Lepage opens up, barreling, bombarding, blasting into the backstretch. It's Kevin Lepage going into first, and here comes Junior Handley. Handley's back in it on the outside. Derek Lynch out of Norwood, Ontario, who thought he had this in hand, now finds himself battling and trying to hold on to second. Right with him comes Junior Handley on the outside and Dave Dion. What a struggle in the main straightaway. Ford to the Chevy, battling for the lead at this time. To the outside, Hanley. Hanley trying to work his way around. Laps running down. 5 to go this time by. Oh! Kevin Lepage almost got taken out by a lap car. The 38 got loose in 3. Rini LaLumiere, and for a moment, Lepage got all the way out of the throttle and into the brakes, trying to save that lead he has. It's only 3 car lengths, by which Kevin Lepage is out in front. Snarling down through the first and second turn. Kevin Lepage on a roll. Here comes Junior Hanley trying the inside on Dave Dion. Dion going to the outside on Lynch. Look at that racing. Lynch on the inside, David on the outside. Derek holding the bottom, and here comes Dion again up on that high side. He is a rim rider that likes to take the top here, and he gets tagged. He gets away. What a beautiful drive by Dion in his fight for second, and now settling down again. The man who's never won the Milk Bowl, but the toughest one of them all. Hanley tries for third. White flag is out. This is the checkered flag coming up, and it will be an incredible turnaround as Kevin Lepage is going to get a victory in round 1. A Green Mountain driver, born and bred at Thunder Road, takes first in this incredible finish. Kevin Lepage, fighting his way out of the middle of the pack, comes home victorious in round 1. That will give him 1 point. Finishing in second, Dave Dion for 2 points. Finishing in third, Junior Hanley for 3. And Derek Lynch has to settle for 4th and 4 points in car number 15.
Your local Chevy dealer would like to clear up any confusion about our longest-lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The all-new Lumina minivan with driver's side airbag, anti-lock brakes, and $500 cash back. And the Chevy S-Blazer 4x4. Lease it now for just $299 a month. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sale will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers.
Kevin Lepage comes away with the first segment victory in the Milk Bowl. That was quite a dogfight there for a while, but you seemed to pull away at the end. What happened?
Well, we kind of got boxed in here about 20 laps ago, and then I made a daring move to the inside. We got by a couple cars, and then all of a sudden Junior shut down for some reason, and everything got bottled up there, and then he got going again, and he got behind me, and all of a sudden I was following Dave and Derek, and they started slowing the pace down, and I said, man, I'm a lot quicker than these guys. But they wouldn't give me the inside, so I guess I had to put it on the outside, and 2 times were quite narrow down there through the straightaway, but Derek saw me on the outside, Dave saw me on the outside. They gave me plenty of room to make it through there, and we were able to come home in first.
Kevin Lepage in command after the first segment, but he'll be starting at the rear during segment 2.
I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the officers appointed over me. For the law and regulations. So help me God.
The Air National Guard. Americans at their best.
The starting lineup on the second 50-lap segment of the Milk Bowl. Scheduled to go on the pole, number 56, Johnny Clark. To start beside him would be the 79, and that would be the Scott Mulkin car. Then going third would be Bud Bilodeau in number 7 out of Bar Mills, Maine. To start fourth would be car number 6, Danny Knoll Jr. of Buffalo, New York, who put on a great show in the first lap, then had trouble in that first segment. Let's see what he does this time. Starting fifth will be Dave Whitlock in number 92 from Ontario. Starting in sixth, Bethel, Vermont's Kip Stockwell, number 16. In the 7th spot will be Donald Forte of Montreal, number 42. Going 8th is Jerry Lesage of Winooski, Vermont, number 74. In 9th, the number 43 of Don Biederman from Ontario. In the 10th position is number 71, Mike Rowe of Turner, Maine. 11th on the field is car number 35, Mike Whedon of Haverhill, Massachusetts, who had a good showing and then got himself snarled up midway through that first 50 laps. Then in the 12th position is the former winner, Harmon Beaver Dragon. Brad In the 1X out of Center Harbor, New Hampshire, comes next in 13th. 14th on the field is car number 5, Pete Rondo of Saco, Maine. In the 15th position, Bill Zardo Sr. in car number 46. The number 46 out of Brampton, Ontario. In the 16th position will be Ricky Hansen. And in 17th is Racing Ralph Nason in the Chrysler, number 10. In the 18th position is the rookie, the outstanding freshman, Tracy Gordon. 19th on the field, Derek Lynch in number 15. Then in 20th is the number 72, Junior Handley is there. In the 21st position from Hudson, New Hampshire, Dave Dion. 22nd on the field is Kevin Lepage. And Rennie Lelumiere scheduled for out back. Now there is going to be a pull-up on the lineup. The 56 of John Clark is scratching. John Clark is scratching, and that will move the 7 up of Bud Bilodeau. And the 43, Biederman, has elected to run in the rear. Biederman in number 43 goes all the way to the tailgate party. Remember that in first 50 laps, Kevin Lepage came from 11th to win it. I think that is the best anyone has ever done in a first segment to win it. Usually those cars up in front by time trial just run away with that first segment, so Lepage has a lot to show. The 72 car of Junior Handley, starting out back, they came in and they changed the ignition on that car as they tried to solve the problem that made them give up the lead and fall back to 4th. And Dave Dion, he went for more gear, Ron.
Well, a lot of the leaders of the cars that ran up front made some changes. Junior Handley did change ignition as well as carburation because he wasn't sure what really was the problem, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't have it again, Ken, so he took the ignition and carburation out of that car and replaced it.
All right, so we're watching out back as Lepage and Dion get set to go, and out front on the brake. Number 7, Bud Bilodeau, goes for the lead, loses it to the 79. Milken gets right down there and goes for it. Here comes Danny Knoll in the 6, squirting down to the bottom of the racetrack, sweeping into turn 3 in the bottom as the number 7 backs way up. Tries to find himself a hole. He jumps in front of 75 Beaver Dragon. 75, Milken out in front, Danny Knoll in second. In the back, 72, the 72 of Junior Handley. They're sideways on Ralph Nason, and Nason has made the quick move. Nason in number 10 has passed 5 cars, while 72, Handley, 29, Dion, and 21 stay out back. They haven't moved anywhere yet. Danny Knoll takes over out in front. Now, Knoll's a good racer, but he's inexperienced on this track, that number 6.
He is, Ken, but he also came from the Buffalo, New York area where they have Holland Speedway, which is a high-base quarter-mile. He's probably got a lot of laps long on tracks similar to this. I think he'll run real good in this segment. If he doesn't catch a yellow, he may just be gone.
Meanwhile, out back, Kevin Lepage still with no place to go. He pulls up on Dion. Big crash right in front of Junior Handley. The 7 car has spun and caution is out, and Handley, who walks with the Angels, somehow avoided it. It looked like he was going to get collected on the outside of the track. He got on the binders, took the high line, and was able to escape.
Well, that's one thing we pointed out in the first segment, Ken. There is not a wall all the way around this track, and it left him room to correct for the mistake of Bud Bilodeau. He took the outside choice, and without a wall there, was able to find room to run and avoid a crash.
Bilodeau's number 7, as you see up on the high side there, did the big loop, and it was right in front of the leaders. And remember, they're cranking this the number 7 car at 13 seconds. Now there's your 6, and there is your leader, Danny Knoll, who's been having a very good run in this race, as was expected. He is a flawless driver. But Bilodeau's car that was involved in the incident that brings out the first caution of the second 50-lap segment. See it there? Tailgating the field now. So we're showing 5 laps complete. 5 are down when the caution was thrown for Bilodeau, who automatically goes to the rear. You know, on that last 50 laps, a couple of the fans came up in between segments a little more than excited about the fact that it was a lap car where that big altercation started in the main straightaway. And said, well, you know, why is a lap car? Well, it's that old business about you'll start them where they were run, and they're supposed to be good enough to handle whatever the chore is out here.
Well, they do that on the ACT Tour. and it's a thing they do throughout the year. And some drivers at some tracks, there's more room. This is a short quarter mile. It's tight. Inexperience here is a big factor, and the 54 car, obviously, not having run here before, wasn't quite sure about where he should be on the track at the time, and Mike Whedon was trying to find a spot for him to be.
Car number 17, Tracy Gordon, the rookie, as they double them up and get set on the start. You see Danny Knoll, the Buffalo, New York campaigner, down to the inside, and the 79 pulling alongside Scott Moken. There are your leaders in the back straightaway getting set on the start. Rest of the field pulling alongside. Danny Knoll looking for that shot. Little psyching out here as you see them edging each other. Knoll's already done a good job on Holland Speedway. Look at that 92 hugging the bottom. Dave Whitcomb is a very good driver. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a good run out here. Ran out of Ontario, a lot of short tracks out there, knows his way around the bullpens, and there's Mike Rowe in the 71, former winner of the Oxford 250, and this guy is just playing good. And away out back there you see the 21. Kevin Lepage has got to come from almost shotgun on the field. Let's count him down. He is going to start in the 19th position now, back with the leaders as they get ready to go. There you see the 92. Whitcomb settles down on the inside, and we've got a green. They're away. Good night, nurse. There goes Danny Knoll away, and 92 pulls right into second spot. Dave Whitlock out of Canada. Dave Whitlock into second of the 92. Rowe going to third, and watch that Rowe. In the 71, he will do some running. He started 10th. Mike Rowe now working for second, finds a hole on the inside and can't get through. Meanwhile, the 21 trying to jump its way up some. Got a major crash, and it's Junior Handley getting all torn up in the main straightaway. Handley getting caught, Ralph Nason and the 7. Handley's car beaten up in the front. Junior Handley's car coming down the main straightaway, getting all torn up in the nose, front and rear, trying to win his first milk ball, and he's going to have to pit, now he's going to stay out. The 10 car of Ralph Nason comes around. He's taken some damage in the front end on the Chrysler, and he's back away. Nason was making some hard going. So 7 laps are down. And Handley showing smoke off the right front as he comes around.
He looks like he might have something rubbing, Tom. Ken, that was a chain reaction deal where the car's got trouble way in front of him, and he was trying to get out of it. And he got into somebody, and somebody got into him and just kept right on pushing. So it tore up some cars. The 75 car Beaver Dragons tore up some. And I think it was the 15 of Derek Lynch that was right behind Junior at the time.
So the damage on several cars continues to grow. Let's talk again about what happened in this altercation to the Junior Handley car here, Ron, coming down the main straightaway.
Well, again, Ken, it looked like they were trying to get to the inside. Beaver, one of the cars was hung up on the outside. I think it was the Beaver Dragon car. He was trying to get down. The car running in front of him was a lot slower. It started to force a chain reaction, and everybody started getting into everybody. And as they did, people behind, when you get on your brakes, people behind take time to react. They're into you, and then Junior got pushed by Derek and got turned around. I don't think that he suffered any real severe damage. I would expect him to come back and be strong. It's certainly going to hurt his chances. I don't know if it's going to take him completely away, though.
Patience plays such a part in this deal, and the 21 and the 29.
This would be a major break for Lepage.
They say there's no tire change on Handley. Just pulled some material away on the car and got him back out here. Some body parts coming off the 72. The 21 and the 29 have played it cool. They stayed out back. They haven't got into any altercations here in this second segment. And we've used up 4 cars that will start behind them. So they're gaining out of attrition here, working their way through the early going. We're showing just 6 laps complete.
Your local Chevy dealer would like to clear up any confusion about our longest lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The all-new Chevy S-Series pickups, including the sporty SS and extended cab four-wheel drive LS pickups. Chevy S-Series pickups start at under $10,000. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sales will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers. You better hurry.
Doubling up and getting set on a start. As the 7 of Bud Bilodeau is brought in, he's been involved in 2 incidents here in the second segment, and he is now up on the hook for coming in. On the restart, you'll see car number 6, Knoll as the leader, with a 92 car running alongside Whitlock. Up into 3rd in this segment, Rowe, and then in the 4th spot is the 16 car, Stockwell. 6 laps are complete. The 17 car down on the inside further back, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In 11th position again is that car number 21. What a story is being told here today by Kevin Lepage in that first segment. Driving consistently, staying out of trouble, and staying right in it to win the Milk Bowl again. Ready to go green this time.
In segment number 2.
Trouble on the start. Mike Rowe back, and caution is out. Caution is out. That was not a good start. They're going to send him around for a restart. There was a breakdown between the 2nd and 3rd row. Everybody was playing out there that time.
Well, they're all anxious to get this thing going again, and there's a couple drivers running up front right now that know that they have a lot of ground to make up, and they need a win or a very good finish. And they know also that these guys are coming from the back. The attrition rate is taking some runners out, so the points are being taken away from them. So they're going to try to get out there as quick as they can. Rowe's real anxious. Danny Knoll's anxious to keep that lead.
Let's set the 21 properly. He is in 12th position. Kevin Lepage as they come down. And in 13th is Dave Dion. Back in 14th is Junior Handley as they take the flag. We're racing once again, and Danny Knoll has the lead. Good effort being made on the outside. Here's an effort to go into first place. That 92 car, Dave Whitlock, running beautifully. Whitlock giving it all he's got on the outside. He may be inexperienced at Thunder Road, but what a show he's putting on. Meanwhile, Kevin Lepage getting around the 85. He scoots way up in turns 1 and 2. Lepage trying to roll through now. Ricky Hansen going down to Kevin Lepage as they come out of 4. Forte in trouble, and Lepage goes after him. Lepage having a phenomenal run. Danny Knoll is out in front. Mike Rowe is in 2nd. And here comes Lepage on the outside. Into 8th position. 72 further back behind Dave Dion. The 72 trying to pick his way through. Lepage screaming around the track, using the high groove. He is in 8th and closing on Stockwell. Here's Lepage into turn 3, coming up the outside as they come into 4. Loves to rim ride. It's like watching Robbie Crouch in the old days, Ron. Just hanging it on the outside.
Kevin's definitely trying to get to the front as quick as he can here, because he knows the Dion and the 29 and the 72 of Handley are going to be coming up on him. He's looking to make a lot of speed between him and the rest of the field in this race if he can, Ken.
Dion and Junior Handley still running side by side way back. And they've got Forte in front of them, as well as the 85 car of Ricky Hansen to get around. Now Junior Handley makes a hole. Kevin Lepage having a real fight with Stockwell. Here he is around him again in turn 4 and into the main straightaway. And he comes after him in turn 1. Could get him on the backside this time.
Thing we're finding with Kevin, if he doesn't get by him here and be able to duck his car down for a little bit and cool his tires off, he may find himself in trouble when the 29 and the 72 car catch up with him, because he has been riding out there trying to get by the Kip Socko car for about 5-6 laps. He's now got by him, but he used up a lot of tires doing it.
Harmon Beaver Dragons back there in the 15 as they try to get it straightened out. Derek Lynch in the 15, Beaver Dragon well back. Still on the outside, Lepage pacing himself perfectly. Makes a great run down the main straightaway and grabs another position back. Wheeling around, Bill Zardo Sr. in number 46. That will put him up. Big crash, and again, Junior Hanley gets caught on the 85, and yellow is out. Ricky Hansen up in turn 4, and Junior Hanley gets stabbed again. He has been thrashed fore and aft.
Well, it certainly hasn't been Junior's day in this segment, Kevin.
Well, last year he came close. He won that first segment. Looked pretty strong. Came out here. Was just barely beaten out at the end by McDonald. This year, nothing working for him in the second segment. Avoided one major incident early in the going in this second segment. And since then, twice, he's been right in the middle of it. And he's back to the pits.
This could be a help for Junior instead of a hindrance, because he wasn't really that sharp. He might need one final adjustment here to run the last half of this race and move towards the front. If he can get hooked up here, he isn't going to be that all bad off, Ken, because of where he's standing on the track.
And he doesn't have much time. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more as they're getting set to go again in the second segment of the Milk Roll.
Your local Chevy dealer would like to clear up any confusion about our longest-lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The new full-size Chevy pickups, including 4x4s, sport sides, extended cab pickups, and the dependable full-size Chevy work truck, priced from only $12,954. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sale will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers.
Let's get more on the story from Greg Titus about car number 72 in the pit area as we're getting ready for a go.
Not a great segment for Hanley so far, making his second trip into the pits. No tire change, but forced to do some heavy work on the sheet metal damage on the car back out on the track. Back to you, Ken.
Well, the field is all organized, and let's see if that 72 of Junior Hanley's going to make it. The 85 of Hansen, who was involved, he comes back, and here's Hanley back out another time. Meanwhile, Danny Knoll up in front, Dave Rowe right beside, rather Mike Rowe, number 71, right beside him. So, you got a New York State driver on the point. You got a driver from Maine in second. Ontario is third. Massachusetts is fourth. New Hampshire is fifth, represented by the 1X back in that fifth spot. Mike Whedon beginning to have a good run here. And then in sixth is that number 21 of Lepage.
Ken, Kevin's going to be looking up front and just seeing nothing but red right now. We got three cars up front that are red and white, and he's going to have to get by all of them if he wants to win this race. He's in a good starting spot. He's on the outside where he's been running most of this second segment. It's just going to be a question of whether the 35 car can find a way to keep in front of him and not give him running room, or that inside groove could be the place to be.
Yeah, the outside groove at the present time, as they go down the backstretch, has Rowe on the outside, then Whedon, and then Lepage. That inside row is Danny Knoll, and on the break as they come out, Whitlock right there. Whitlock's Motorcraft Ford looking strong, and Whitlock finds the move, and Mike Rowe goes down. Oh, Rowe gets turned sideways. Look out, this could be trouble. The 6 right up over the 71, and there's caution again. Wild action. And Lepage somehow had the right Saint on that one. He ducked it. Whedon got caught. Whedon took a wild ride off the backstretch. And Danny Knoll and Mike Rowe, they got hung up. One was looking at the bottom of the other. As they came out of turn 2 on the restart. It was Danny Knoll down on the inside, Mike Rowe on the outside, and boy, they're using these things up like a demolition derby at the present time. Still showing 6 laps complete as they reorganize on the start. Picking up all the pieces, putting them all back together.
They're running this 6th lap like it's the last lap, Ken, and I'm not sure that's the way to win a Milk Bowl, but these drivers didn't pick up too many points, I should say, but bad finishes in that first segment, so now it's just guts and glory for them. They have nothing else to run for.
Crossover is complete. They're going to go right back to racing.
With the Whedon car out, now Kevin moves to the inside, which seems to be a better shot for him right now. I thought he would get hung up on that outside if he didn't get a good break right off, although it did look like Rowe was going to be able to take it. But he's on the inside now, and I think that's the part he wants to be in.
And he has Zardo on the outside in the 46 as they come down. Lights will come off on the Chevrolet pace car, showing 1. And they'll be ready to turn him loose another time. With the inside still belonging to Danny Knoll, the outside to Mike Rowe. And that car on the outside, Zardo looks like he's dragging something off the back of that green and black machine up on the outside as they get set on this restart run.
Yeah, they're ready to go, and we've overlooked one fact here that might be a major fact before the race is done. Dave Dion has snuck into 9th place, and there's just one car behind the Kevin Lepage car on the inside.
But it's that very good looking, the 17, just barely in front of him. He'll have some fun getting around Tracy Gordon. On the break, it's Rowe on the outside, and he got it clean. He got away. So Rowe goes out in front. The state of Maine takes first. New York is in second. New Hampshire goes to third. And you see Whitlock trying to edge the 1X out a little there, looking for a spot to run. Back in 5th and to the inside, and coming up a spot goes Lepage. Give Lepage 4th. Brad Layton backs up 2 more spots. The battle for the lead is a beauty. It's Rowe in the 71. Knoll there's a big spin. It is off the track in turn 3. Caution is out as Brad Layton went about 300 feet out of control, backwards and over the top. How about that? He's back, but it will be a restart lineup on 1X Brad Layton. We'll pause and be back with more of the Milk Bowl after these messages.
Your local Chevy dealer would like to clear up any confusion about our longest-lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The all-new Lumina minivan with driver's side airbag, anti-lock brakes, and $500 cash back. And the Chevy S-Blazer 4x4. Lease it now for just $299 a month. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sale will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers.
For almost 80 years, we've guarded the land below from the skies above. Join the proud tradition. Join the Air National Guard. Americans at their best.
Junior Handley comes onto the field. He's dead last. The second segment has been a nightmare for him. First segment was a little irregular. He backed up a few spots after sitting on the pole, but now he's got a lot of making up to do. Crossovers complete for the second time this year. Mike Rowe sitting in that 71 car and looking very strong in the Sitco machine as they get ready for green. Showing 20 laps complete and 30 remaining in segment 2 of the 1993 Milk Bowl. Mike Rowe out of Turner, Maine. Beautiful driver. Settles it down, gets a nice run. Let's see if he'll accept it. He's got green. Made a perfect start, and he caught Danny Knoll napping. Knoll falls back as Mike Rowe made a beautiful start. Here's that 92 Whitlock. Watch him work the inside and to the outside. Kevin Lepage in 21. Lepage bottled up, no place to go, falls back. The 70, whoa, one car down on the wall, 2 cars. It's Zardo, who got collected by the 79, ridden high on the wall. He would have flipped side over side down the straightaway, but there was nothing for him to roll over on. Scott Mulhern had him pinned. Oh, this is a war in this Milk Bowl. Red is out and all cars have come to a total halt around the track. Zardo taking a terrible ride and ends up on top of the fence. Zardo climbing out and seems to be okay. But boy, is he beaten up. And he's stomping on the top of the 79. And they are not happy. The 79 coming up on the inside of 79, the 79 on the inside of the 46, and away they went. Zardo riding the outside, climbs the wall for about 100 feet, ends up pinned there, and you're going to expect the fines to come on that one. Let's take a look at what happened there between the 79 and the 46, Ron.
Well, they got together, certainly out of turn 4. The 79 car had him pinned. He got up on the wall. He couldn't get down. He couldn't get away. Two unhappy people right now, Ken, with some real bent-up equipment.
Junior Handley's changed the right front tire as he comes back. Boy, this one is a brouhaha. No doubt about it. This is one of the toughest milk bowls they've run in years.
Well, the attrition rate's got to be helping Junior right now. He keeps going to the pits and keeps coming out further ahead than where he started.
And he doesn't have to worry too much about it, but they keep making adjustments on the car.
And there's still a lot of laps left in this segment. They've used up a lot of cars, but there's a lot of laps left.
Must be hard to come in with all this horsepower and try to get it to work for this racetrack when you only see it a couple of times a year.
Well, I think that what they really try to do here, Ken, is get the car to work and take the horsepower away from it, I think, is the key. I don't think they try to use everything they got. I think they gear so they can run the car without getting it loose and still be able to come out of the corners. It's a trick setup here to make the car go good. You've got to go on the outside.
Well, that was a mean one. Nasty deal as the 46 gets pinned up on the wall. That car is done for the day. And the 79, hard to say about Falmouth, Maine's Scott Mulhern in the Garrett Gearbox Chevy Luma. That Lumina looked like it was not as illuminating as it was before.
Your local Chevy dealer would like to clear up any confusion about our longest-lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The all-new Chevy S-Series pickups, including the Sporty SF and extended cab four-wheel drive LS pickups. Chevy S-Series pickups start at under $10,000. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sales will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers. You better hurry.
We're back with you at Thunder Road. Ron Barkham and Ken Squire topside with Greg Titus today for the 1993 Milk Bowl. And look again at this incident coming down the main straightaway. I think anybody would ask, Ron, why you couldn't get away from that car on the outside as you went down into turn 1. What's the story there?
Well, they get together here, Ken, and they get one on top of the other. It's just amazing how the wall keeps the other car pushing. They like sort of joint. They're joint together here, and they just can't break away. I don't know if there would have been more or less damage to the Zardo car had the 79 Mulkern car been able to pull away. I think the 46 of Bill Zardo might have got on his roof. But it's amazing how when they get together, and I don't know what the real reasoning is for it, when they get up against this wall, they just cannot pull away from each other. They seem to just glue themselves together, and somebody has to throw a bucket of water on them before they can stop, I guess.
Bonded in bad blood out there between those two in this incident in the second segment of the 1993 Milk Bowl. So as we prepare for start, again, it will be Mike Rowe in that 71, the Citgo car there, and then the 6 car, Danny Knoll. And Danny got caught the last time as Mike Rowe made a beautiful start. Now, Danny Knoll is certainly capable of jumping those starts right up there with anybody. He's on the outside of the front row, and I don't think he's going to allow that to happen again. Whitlock's making a very stout run, the Ontario driver in 3rd spot. And then Kevin Lepage, the 1985 and 89 Milk Bowl champion, wheels that Ford Thunderbird up. There they come doubling up. And Lepage is on the outside of the 2nd row behind Danny Knoll, while Mike Rowe is deployed on the pole, and directly behind him comes Whitlock.
Well, the big advantage here is if the 6 car, if Danny Knoll can know for a fact that he's going to be faster than the 71 of Mike Rowe, he's going to try to get the jump, keep the 71 down in the corner so it doesn't get a chance to use its horsepower, and take advantage of that situation and move in front off the backstretch. If he doesn't get the job done, it's a long way back to where you're going to see him drop in again, Ken.
Dave Dion in the 29 is back in 7th position, and Beaver Dragon in the 75 is in 8th. Then in 9th comes the number 10 car, and there's the guy, Ralph Mason, that can really do some running in these short tracks, and Stockwell, having a great run, is in 10th. Out back is 72, Junior Handley. For the start, it's another great start by Rowe. Mike Rowe timed it perfectly through 3 and 4 and hit it right on the button. And now they single file to the inside. That gives the opportunity to Lepage to try on the high line. All right, taking the elevator to the top goes 21, Kevin Lepage. And that 17, that youngster, Tracy Gordon from Strong, Maine. Look at him stick his nose in there and fight. Now Lepage settles down, gets some heat in the tires, and he comes after Whitlock on the outside of the back straightaway. Meanwhile, out of the back, 72 getting under Stockwell. Junior Handley rolling through. Whitlock in the 92 and the 21, side by side. Whitlock giving Lepage everything that he can ask for. Oh, Whitlock gets hit by the 17 and threw him off a little coming out of 4. And it was all that Lepage needed to take third spot. The 17, Tracy Gordon, went into the back of the 92, and when he did, it discombobulated him just enough to give Lepage a shot at third spot. So Kevin Lepage works his way down the back straightaway, chasing Danny Knoll in the red number 6 and the 71 of Mike Rowe. From the back, up on the outside, Mike Wheaton being passed by Junior Handley. Junior Handley thrashing that Ford Thunderbird up behind the 1X. Gardner Levitt had a heart bypass, the man that owns the car, one of the most respected drivers ever in stock car racing out of the state of Maine. 72 up on the high side, going around. Wheaton coming after Brad Layton. Meanwhile, up in front, what a battle. 71 and 6, and there's some smoke rolling off Mike Rowe's car. He's loose on the back straightaway. He could have a tire going down, Ron. Something's wrong.
Well, the 6 definitely got into him, get him sideways. He may be losing something here, Ken. He doesn't look as split. And Kevin's definitely not throwing caution to the wind here. He's going for his second in a row here and looking for segment number 2 win, which would set him up real good for that final segment. This 30th Milk Bowl here, Ken.
Lepage is showing such patience. He is doing a virtuoso performance thus far. Danny Knoll doesn't want to give him any room, throwing some very strong blocks, and Lepage waits it out. Gets around the lap car, number 38, La Lumiere. They came down the main straightaway through 1 and 2 and back into the straight. Now they've got some free track, and it's Lepage nudging the 6 as they came through 3, just to let him know he's there. Lepage in the 21 to the high side. Danny Knoll holding on to that second, giving it a really stout run. 21 coming around Danny Knoll in the main straightaway. Lepage really likes the outside. It's like the old Tom Tiller runs, where you just hang it up on the outside, just graze the wall lap after lap. In the second. Well, only 3 times in 30 years has anyone won all 3 segments of the Milk Bowl on this Sunday afternoon. But right now, Lepage is in second, and he's closing on Mike Rowe. 8-car lengths separate them. The 72 having his own struggle further back. In 10th spot is Junior Handley. In 9th is that 1X of Brad Layton. Junior trying to get around him, and Brad Layton really giving him a fight.
They are getting a fight out there for those 8, 9, and 10th spot. And they're important to each one of these drivers as to what the finish will be.
10 laps remain in the second 50-lap segment. 10 to go. And closing in comes Lepage. He cuts it down to 3-car lengths. Mike Rowe out of Turner, Maine. Masterful driver. Tough one, too. Don't want to mess with him. Stays in front of Lepage. Lepage closes up. Dion has come into 4th in that number 29. Dave Dion is rolling. Let's not forget Dion in this thing. Dave Dion is moving into the inside of Danny Knoll in the back straightaway. And Dion's home for 3rd. Dave Dion up into 3rd in the 29.
One thing we got to remember here, Ken, is that Kevin can't get too out to lunch here and forget where he's at on this racetrack. He's got a race to win, and it's a 3-segment race. This is not the one that really matters. It's to keep the rest of the field behind him that was right behind him in the other races. He can pick up points. He's got to protect what he's got, and if he goes after anything more, it could end up costing him in the long run.
Well, here he comes, and he's staying right there. It's stabilized. We're getting down to a 5-lap count this time. Next time by 5 laps. And it stays a constant, we'll call it 2.5-car lengths. Back into lap traffic, and Lepage closes all the way up. The minute they came up on the lap car, and Mike Rowe had to move off that inside lane, Lepage is there. Lepage goes to the bottom. Lepage on the bottom of the racetrack going down the back straightaway. Can't get through. Again, Mike Rowe takes command on that low side.
Yeah, Mike Rowe's trying to use as much of the track as he can right now. There's only 4 laps left, Ken, and he's trying to make sure that he can win this segment, and he's going to use as much of it as he can. I think Kevin's going to have to be careful, and if he wants to win all 3, he's got to start with this one also.
As they come back down the main straightaway, Lepage tries the inside and can't get through. He tries to pin Mike Rowe on a lap car. He finds a hole down on the bottom. They come up on a lap car, and Rowe uses the lap car in which Kevin Lepage thought that he was going to get a chance to put Rowe away. Boy, there's some... And here comes Lepage back on the outside. And he gets all the way out of the outside and headed back out of it. White flag is coming up. This is it. Watch this battle for the lead. Mike Rowe in the 71 out in front. Lepage ready to make one more run for it. Here he comes in 3. Here he comes high in 4. Down to the line. He'll have to settle for second. Across in 3rd goes Dave Dion, and it looks unofficially like in 6th was car number 72, the Junior Handley car, who are the main players in this Milk Bowl of 1993. So Kevin Lepage has done it again. Come all the way through. This time he ends up in 2nd, and Mike Rowe wins the segment. Let's go to Greg Titus with more on this exciting Rexroom 2nd 50 laps.
Mike Rowe driving the old Beaver Dragon vehicle. How'd you get hooked up with this ride for today's race, Mike?
Well, usually Bobby drives it. He's off on the Bush Series. You know, it's Beaver's backup car, so I got a call, and you know, the car's been running good. We got problems in the first 50, but the car's working good. We come out and won this one, but you know, we'll just have to see what happens in the 3rd one.
Yeah, it seemed as though the car ran well on both. It's just that you caught some brakes in this one, whereas the last one you didn't.
Yeah, you know, the car was running great in the first one. We were just in the wrong place, and you know, the guy spun down coming out of 4 and just collected me. It's a shame. You know, the car's been running good all day, and you know, I'm afraid we're out of contention of winning this thing, but maybe we can finish off at the top 10.
Back to the nation's side of excitement for more of one of America's toughest races after these words.
Would like to clear up any confusion about our longest-lasting truck sale. We are having a sale, yes, on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The new full-size Chevy pickups, including 4x4, sport sides, extended cab pickups, and the dependable full-size Chevy work truck, priced from only $12,954. But don't depend on these deals lasting long. The longest-lasting truck sale will end soon at your Vermont Chevy dealers.
Starting lineup for the 3rd and final segment of the 1993 Milk Bowl. It'll be Bud Billadu in number 7 on the pole. He's had some bad luck earlier. Scott Mulkern in number 79 will go 2nd. In 3rd, Bill Zardo Sr., who was up on the wall down the main straightaway. So Bill Zardo will get a chance to come back out and go here in segment 3. Then it's Don Biederman in car number 43 to go 4th. Lining up 5th is Rini Lalumiere in car number 38. In the 6th spot is Jerry Lesage, number 74. Starting 7th, number 5, that's Pete Rondo. In 8th will be Donald Forte, number 42. 9th is Kip Stockwell, the 16 car. 10th is Harrison in the 85. Then Beaver Dragon in the Cheer Chevrolet, number 75. 12th is Dave Whitlock, number 92. 13th is number 15, Derek Lynch. Starting 14th will be number 35, and there's Mike Wheaton from Massachusetts. Then in 15th is Brad Layton in the 1X. In 16th is Ralph Nason in that Chevrolet. He used to drive a Chrysler. In 17th is number 72, Junior Handley. In 18th is number 17, the rookie Tracy Gordon. In 19th is number 6. There you have Danny Knoll Jr. In 20th is number 29, Dave Dion. Starting 21st is number 21, Lepage. And 71, Mike Rowe, who won the last segment, will start shotgun. He'll start on the rear. Now, a couple of cars are now requesting to go to the rear. Going out back will be number 43, Biederman, and the number 79 car that was involved in that earlier altercation. So he's going to start out back. That'll put the 5 up on the point. Pete Rondo, with all these changes, they straighten them out here for just a moment. And as they do, let's review the points for you. After 2 races are completed, 2 50-lap segments, the leader is Lepage. He won the first segment, got second in the second segment, total of 3 points. In second is Dion. And remember that Lepage is starting 21st. That's the way they came out. There's a couple more switches now with drivers electing to come from the rear. The third position would be car number 72, Junior Handley. He has a third and a 6th for 9 points. Then comes the 17, Tracy Gordon, having a great milk bowl. He's finished 5th twice. That gives him 10. And finishing the top 5 is car number 10, Ralph Nason. He has a 6th and a 7th for 13. The 15 car of Derek Lynch had 4th in the first segment, and then he got 10th in the second segment. And the 71, Mike Rowe, has a 13th and a 1st. They both have 14 points. And now Zardo is scratching. Zardo is going to, we mentioned to you that he's going to try to bring it out. Not true. Zardo has got 46 off the list now. He will not be a starter. And with the changes being made, but Bilodeau had elected to run shotgun. He has not come out. The 79 requested to run the rear. Zardo has retired. Biederman comes on in the rear. So this is going to swap it around and put number 5. After we gave you the official starting lineup, this is how they really line up. With the number 5, Pete Rondo for the pole. Forte will start second. Then going third will be Stockwell on the start. And 85 winds up in 4th. We gave you the official start based upon their last finish, but a wholesale change of positions with 2 or 3 retirees and several cars electing to run on the rear, including the number 74, Jerry Lesage, number 43, Biederman. And that's indicative for Ron Barkham of they're not very comfortable with the way those cars are working. You don't want to get in the way.
No, they've already seen some of the problems that the slower cars have had with the faster cars coming up on them. So these guys now know that they're out of this race, and they're going to just take it from there.
So Junior Handley now starts in 10th. Going 12th is Dion, and starting in the 14th is that 21 car of Lepage. They're away and working. Last segment of the milk bowl. And spreading out in front is the car number 5. That's Pete Rondo for the early lead, and Stockwell is going to second spot. Number 16, Chip Stockwell. Lenny Stockwell's son into second position. Beaver Dragon, number 75, coming up for third. Beaver Dragon on the inside, coming for second. Meanwhile, back in the pack, the 21 trying to work his way through. And having trouble finding room up in front of him, trying to break away. Here comes the 72 on a roll. Up to 8 comes Biederman. Trapped out and back. We've got one car in big trouble. Mike Rowe files way off the pace, and the 21 slides back. The 21 slides back. He has got to stay within shooting distance of that 29 car of Dave Dion. Dion gets a couple of spots on him, then Lepage will lose it. There's Lepage, and there goes Dion on the 29, scooting down the inside, picking up a spot from Whitlock. Brad Layton, here comes the 72. Bottom of the racetrack, shooting throw. Oh, Junior Handley's found it. He's found the handle, and he's up to 5th spot. Back in 11th is Dion, and behind him comes the 21 car. Junior Handley is on a roll. Handley coming, he's trying to cut this field down. Remember, Handley came in here third in the overall standing. But right now, he's in a point to win the whole milk bowl as he's blasting through cars, and Dion and Lepage are still trapped to the back. Here's the 29 car, Dave Dion, scampering up on the outside of Mike Wheaton. Up to 12 comes Dion, and Lepage with him. Meanwhile, back up in front, going for third. Beaver Dragon is down on the inside. And here comes Junior Handley, rolling on the outside. Whatever his problems were earlier, he seems to have them solved now. That 72 is running.
He's trying to make up that ground he lost in that second segment, Ken. He's trying to get to the point right here. Put the pressure on the other guys, make them come from the rear and let them know that he's up there already. They got to catch him now.
Stockwell doing a very respectable job on that 16, stays low. Here comes the 72, the big Ford Thunderbird up on the outside. The number 5 doing a nice job out in front. As the leader, he's just driving good, consistent lap. Stockwell putting on a real tussle. Still, Dion and the 21 stuck out back with no place to go. Pete Rondo out of Saco, Maine in a Chevy Lumina has the lead, but look out. Not for long as they put a lap on car number 38 down the back straightaway. Rini La Lumiere. Rondo in front. Junior Handley looking for his 11th win of 1993. Goes high in turn 2, kicks the rear end out and picks it up. Tries to find some running room going into 3. Up on the high bank. Now he comes down out of the Widowmaker. For the lead, Handley trying to work his way through. And Rondo driving nice, consistent laps on the bottom, making him work. Here they are, back in the main straightaway. Rondo tries to squeeze him up a little. Handley stays right with him. 16 laps complete. And Handley is free and running up in front. Handley in first. Rondo is in second. Stockwell is third. Dragon is in fourth. Derek Lynch is in fifth. Ralph Nason is in sixth. In seventh is the rookie Tracy Gordon. In eighth, it's Knowles, and in ninth is Brad Layton. 10th as they come off the corner is the 85. In a battle for 11th position to the outside. It's the 21 picking up the spot, Kevin Lepage. Now he's trying to roll up and collect some cars to move in on car number 72. Right now, Ron, that 72's won the Milk Bowl. If he can keep that many cars between himself and the 21, Lepage really has to find some his way through traffic. Here's Lepage working the outside. Mike Rowe staying with him. Kevin Lepage, high side, around Ricky Harrison of Freeport, Maine. Kevin Lepage closing on Brad Layton. Well, he's got some driving to do. They've completed 20 laps. Remember, a point for every position. And so still, at this moment, out of first place in the Milk Bowl, it's a matter of whether this car number 21 can reel in enough cars to get himself back in this thing. 21, Lepage going up on Brad Layton in the X1. 17, Tracy Gordon comes to the outside. And sideways as he comes off Layton, and Lepage backs out of it. Lets those two go for a moment. Here's Dion trying to move around Wheaton, halfway coming up.
I think, Ken, what we're seeing here is that Kevin Lepage has realized that the 72 of Junior Handley has taken a commanding lead. He knows he's got to make up some ground. He knows that this has been a caution-free race so far, and he's got to start picking up some spots if he's going to be the 1993 Chevy Dealers Milk Bowl winner here. So we're going to have to see if he can do it in the last closing laps.
Going for his 11th win of the season. His car barked and banged up, looking rumpled and rippled from all these altercations he's had, but for the moment the Ford Thunderbird stays out in front. 72. He's won over 400 main events. Won at Pocono, won everywhere, this guy. But the man on the move is Lepage. He comes up on Danny Knowles in number 6 down the main straightaway. Danny Knowles on the inside, Kevin Lepage on the outside. 8 spots between the 21 and the 72. He's got to pick up 2 or 3 right here. 71, Mike Rowe in big trouble. His whole car's come apart. This could bring out a caution. It is. Mike Rowe has lost the wheel. He's collected the 71 badly. The wheel comes off, goes dancing down out of the second corner. And the Sitco number 71 lies in the back straightaway.
Mike Rowe came in 5 for 6.
So there's Mike Rowe's day coming to an end. The Turner Maine campaigner, as we mentioned, former winner of the Oxford 250, has it end early. This is a big break for Lepage. As Ron Markham was saying, they were running caution-free, and he just had to run them down. Now he's got them collected. He'll get a shot with cooler tires to see if he can get back up into this thing.
I think Kevin's in good shape right now, Ken. He's got a position on the track that he knows where he is now. He knows what he's got to get back. He's got a real fast race car. I think he knows now if he can pick up a few more spots and protect that he's the 93 Milk Bowl winner. The question is it going to be easy for him or is it going to be hard? And there's a lot of racing left.
It's got to be kind of a funny feeling coming off the fourth turn at Thunder Road. The track narrows so much, and you've got to be turning that car the opposite way as you come off that bank if you're really going to come fast. More like running on a dirt track, like Bear Ridge or somewhere, where you have to crank it the opposite way. The thing falls out from underneath you.
Well, that's what happens here, Ken. The track flattens out real quick out of 4. The wall tapers up. It gets cars up in the air a lot, and that's led us to having 2 cars come together that couldn't get away from each other earlier in the second segment. Right now, the main factor they have here, the guy that's leading's got an easy time of it because he's got nobody in front of him, but the other cars have still got to work around cars, and they're have a setting sun on the backstretch. Driving into turn 3 sometimes can be a lot of fun here, with the vision being very poor at this time of the day.
Yeah, the sun is beginning to get right in their eyes as they come off turn 2 and down the back straightaway, and that can really create a problem. So car 72 has the luxury of a couple of lap cars as a bit of a pad here. This 5 car of Pete Rondo out of Saco, Maine, just doing what he's supposed to do. He drove very consistently, held the position well, fought with Handley for about a lap and a half, knew he was outpowered, just pulled through and runs a nice race. Stockwell in that 3rd spot. Going 4th as they line up is Derek Lynch, in 5th is Ralph Nason, and finding himself 6th on the restart is the number 21 of Lepage. In 7th is the car number 6, the red and white car of Danny Knoll, and then comes in the next spot back, that Gordon car. You're going to hear a lot about Tracy Gordon for years to come out of Strong, Michigan. Maine's got some really good runners on the break, shooting away, scampering out in front, 72, nobody near him. He pulls away by 10 car lengths. Stockwell tries to work his way down the inside, gets under some lap cars, thunders right beneath number 5, gets himself 2nd place in this 3rd and final segment. Kip Stockwell having a good run. Meanwhile, here comes the 21. He has picked up Ralph Nason. So the man on the move is Kevin Lepage. He's got some more work to do. Lepage in number 21 going to the outside on Beaver Dragon. Great sight there. 21-75.
He's still working real well on the outside, Ken. He has all day. The cars perform just absolutely perfect for him. I think he feels real confident about where he is on the racetrack, where he is in terms of race position, and I think he knows just exactly what he's going to do, and he's going for it.
17 spins into the infield. Tracy Gordon out of control, loops it, no caution coming out. He's backing away. Meanwhile, here comes Lepage on the high side, fighting with Derek Lynch. Has him. Here he comes after Stockwell. And he's going to have him for lunch in the back straightaway. He is flying. So it's 72 out in front. And at this point, as he comes by the 16, if he can stay out there and hang on, car number 21 can become a 3-time winner of the Milk Bowl.
That's right, Ken. He said he wins the Milk Bowl every 4 years. He won in 85, he won in 89, this is 93.
Well, there's the leader in this 3rd and final segment. But remember what happened. The car 72, he had a 3rd place finish in that 1st round. Then in the second 50 lapper, he finished 6th. Gave him a total of 9 points. Meanwhile, Lepage has had a 1st and a 2nd, total of 3, and right now he's working on a 2nd place finish as he tries to gather in 72, and he's got a lot of gathering to do. Dave Dion in the 29, he's trying to hold on to 3rd spot here. There's Dion getting up on Danny Knoll and the number 6, Brad Layton. Look at that 1X. All of them battle scarred. Wreck fatigue from a very difficult, tough Milk Bowl.
I think right now, Ken, we're looking at the 15 of Derek Lynch as being your 3rd place car overall for the day. Dion's got to make up some positions to catch him, I believe. And I'm sure Dave's well aware of that. His pit crew would probably have informed him that he's running out of laps. He needs to move up if he's going to be a third-place finisher in this year's Milk Bowl.
Look at Hanley, who worked so well on the inside and outside, and that car came in immaculate. There wasn't a panel on it that had a scratch or a ding. Now it's all beaten and bruised, but it is leading to this final segment. What he intended to do, to come out here and win the Milk Bowl, doesn't look like it's going to happen. Lepage trying to close in some ground. Well, how could a car work so well on the outside?
Well, he's had it there all day long, Ken, and he knows what he's doing with this car at this point. He hasn't made many changes. He has got his tire stagger right every segment, and the car's responded identically every time he comes out here. He knows what he's going to do now.
Right now, the way things are, looks like a tie in the points between the 29 and the 72. Ron, getting down to it. White flag is out. This final segment looks like it's just about completed. Milk Bowl for 1993 about to be history, and it is Junior Handley across the line. He will finish the day in second. Dave Dion will finish the day in third, and Kevin Lepage will become a three-time winner of this event. Junior Handley gave a great run in the last segment, fought his way back through, but it wasn't enough to contend with Kevin Lepage. I would say this is an upset. Everyone said that Handley was the guy to look out for today, but Kevin Lepage is the man of the hour. And incidentally, the Sportsmen ran their mini Milk Bowl, and Kevin Lepage won that as well.
Well, he certainly has won a dual effort here today. He's done them both with consistency, and he's done them both with running the outside. His car's been real consistent all day, and he kept getting the tire stagger right, which is real important when you do segment races. But he was just truly the fastest car out there today, and he waited, as we've seen in the first segment, backing off, taking his time, knowing that he's got to be around at the end to win this thing, and he's done exactly what he came here to do, Ken, and that's finish 50 laps and have accumulated as little amount of points as possible, and he goes home with the 1993 Chevy Dealers Milk Bowl right now.
Let's go to Greg Titus.
Kevin Lepage comes away with his third Vermont Milk Bowl victory. We talked before the third segment. He said the simplest way to do it was to win it, and if it weren't for the fact you got hung up there a little bit toward the beginning of the race, you might have been able to pull it off.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a great Milk Bowl, the Vermont Chevy Dealers 30th anniversary Milk Bowl. We had a tough day yesterday in qualifying, and I was upset, the team was upset, and I said, let's just go home, get some sleep, come back tomorrow and put a good show on, and let's try to get this car going. And we came in today, and I'll tell you that they put a car, the DF Windows Allen Lumber Thunderbird, really came on strong towards the end of the day, and it seemed the car was really pushing in the beginning of the show, and then after 25 laps it really come around, and at the end of these 50s, I'll tell you, this guy was really fast.
You're talking, this is your third Milk Bowl victory. This is one of the toughest races around. What is it that you like about this format so much?
I'm just a racer. You know, I go out to win every race, and we had 3 50-lappers, and we won one and finished second in both the other ones, and what more can I say? You know, I just love this race. I love the fans. I mean, they're super, and I mean, I can't say anything more.
A win in two victories was more than enough. Kevin Lepage wins the Milk Bowl.
And so that completes the story here at the 1993 30th Annual Milk Bowl from Thunder Road. Kevin Lepage, the second three-time winner. For Ron Barkham and Greg Titus, I'm Ken Squire.